respondent is men, 92.7%, and distribution social media is the almost is used combined, yeah. FB, IG, and we are group is the almost of the biggest higher. And the process of research and data, I use regression, and this is model of regression is we can see that the number of R is identifies the correlation between the factor is 0.18779 is indicating the correlation between behavior and the factor of using social media as social network and community setting is strong because it is above 0.5. The R square figure or coefficient determination is 0.767. This means that 27.7% the variation in behavior can be explained by variation in the two variables, while the remaining is 23.3% is explained by other factors. And then this is a regression coefficient. You can see that this is a formula. The back is variable x1.1 is the biggest. This is to indicate the social network is more influence than community setting. And then this conclusion is there is a real influence between social media, the social system on the behavior of using social media for e-commerce among ornament plant farmer, and the use of social media to social system as social network has a strong coefficient value of 18.37 compared to the use of social media as community setting 12.77. The use of social media to a system as a social network has stronger relationship compared to community setting. This is because social network on social media can provide encouragement for farmers to learn socially so that there is change in behavior using social media for commerce. Thank you for your attention, and I would like to wait your comment. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you very much. It's very interesting. And actually, we still have 4 minutes roughly. So if there are any questions from the floor, you are welcome. So it seems to me that there are still no questions from the floor. But what I felt is that both presentations are very interesting, and especially for the second ones, you clarify as really clearly, on the research methods, objectives of the academic works, and also the results and the discussions, which are very very nice when we see that you have done all of this in a very short time period. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, if we are still not having the questions, probably we can let you guys in the floor have a little bit more time to compile your questions, and we can come back to the questions and comments once again when we finish with the presentations, like all of all presenters. So I would now like to go to the third presenters, because I've heard that the number 10 would like to be the last to present today. So right now we will skip and then goes to ID number 15, which will present on the topic digital literacy in rural areas in Indonesia, challenges and opportunities. So please welcome the presenter, Mr. Akbar Wijaya. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Dr. Modari. It is my pleasure to be here. Sorry. This is my pleasure to be here to present my research about digital literacy in rural area in Indonesia. Okay, first let me to share my slides here. All right. Our topic is digital literacy in rural area. Digital literacy of rural area in Indonesia, challenges and opportunities. This is me, Mohan Akbar, and my partner, Gustav Wijaya. We are a researcher from National Agency of Research and Innovations in Social Welfare Research Center. Okay. First of all, our sub question is, what is the gap in digital literacy between those who live in urban and rural areas? And the last one is, what are the characteristics of digital literacy for people who living in rural areas? This is our framework based on digital Ministry of Communication and Informations. There are 4 pillars: digital skills, digital ethics, digital safety, and digital cultures. This framework become the main framework, at least from 2019, by the ministries, probably by many stakeholders, to measure digital literacy in the context of Indonesia's. Because in many perspectives, especially like digital cultures and digital ethics, this is a very rely on our value, national value. I mean, culture and ethics in digital media may be different from Indonesians and Malaysia or people who live in West countries, because this is, we're talking about culture and ethics. So that's why this is our framework. Digital skills is to measure people's ability to operate digital devices. Digital safety, people's ability to protect personal data and cyber threats. Digital ethics concerns society to be ethical, accordance with Indonesian norms and digital media. And digital culture is an effort by society to reflect good digital culture, including upholding national value. And the method is, we are going to compare between digital literacy with that 4 pillars between rural and urban people, using t-test and the characteristic we going through with descriptive statistics. Sorry. And this is about the data, how we collect the data. The data is collected by Ministry of Communication Informations during July and August 2022, the last years. The samples in 10,000 people spread throughout Indonesia, from Aceh to Papua. The sampling method was used multi-stage random sampling. So in the city, we were randoming how we say kecamatan and also kelurahan and also RW and RT, and then family. And family, we also randoming the respondents. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 layers of random samplings. So we very confident that the samples represents the populations at least in margin of error about 8.07%. So this is the result. We can see that descriptively about here in rural area is 3.5 and also in urban area to 3.5. Descriptively there is no significant difference between rural and urban area. In also in box plot also there is no significant differences, but we can see that in digital skills, urban people have higher
and vice versa. The next and the previous research, there is no research talk about the opinion from the guides and the trainers from this dance, and then yeah, no one has yet discussed the artist's opinions regarding the impact of the mysticism of Gandrung dance in the KKN film di Desa Penari. Urgency of the research is this research is important to study because there is a sense of concern from artists regarding the difference in cultural meaning in the form of Gandrung dance shown in the KKN film di Desa Penari. Okay, so my team and I interest to knowing about Gandrung dance from Banyuwangi between mysticism and cultural preservation. This is my team, and my name is Huda, and my supervisor is Miss Hana Indriana. Okay, my research purpose is describe the views of dance studio managers regarding the mysticism of Gandrung dance in the KKN film in Desa Penari and its influence on the preservation of Gandrung dance as an authentic culture of Banyuwangi. Distinguishing guests as for our approach is we use a qualitative approach. The stage is in our research, including starting from licensing and preparing research tools and materials to the final report. And the subject of this qualitative research, including 4 sources, including 2 studio trainers, 1 senior artist, and 1 humanist. The focus of this research location is in Banyuwangi, Regency East Java. With details, the location is qualitative data collection are Langlang Buana Dance Studio, Sekar Bakung Dance Studio, Kemiren Traditional Village, Gladak Village, Bakungan Village, and then Chungking Village. And the research period will take place from July until October 2023 with primary data collection in the file from 4 until 11 August 2023. Primary data collection was carried out offline using the in-depth interview method. Meanwhile, secondary data collection was carried out using literature study. Distinction guests, according to the result of the research, in the context of the meaning of Gandrung dance, our information see that Gandrung dance is a dance in which there is a spectacle and also guidance. This is illustrated through the gending or accompanying songs used in Gandrung dance. The song used have meaning that suggest the meaning of life and the purpose of life. An example is the Gandrung Kembang Menur dance. The piece of or accompanying song has the meaning of everything that has been entrusted to us, so it must be maintained as much as possible to get good result. Furthermore, in the context of the Gandrung dance in the KKN di Desa Penari, our informant saw that the Gandrung dance is a very intimate Gandrung dance with the crown, or we call it omprok, is worn by the dancer. When watching the KKN film in the Desa Penari, our informant perception didn't net change, even though the Gandrung film show didn't use omprok, and I think the costume, the informant think the costume were the same, but just the difference is about the crown, or we call it omprok. Furthermore, in the context of the mysticism of Gandrung dance, our information perception is Gandrung dance in KKN di Desa Penari is with the association of Badarauhui is something different. The Gandrung and the Badarauhui is the different urban legend and is not related. This was also confirmed by senior dance Gandrung, it's Temu. She said that association of Gandrung dance and the Badarawi figure in the KKN film di Desa Penari was only for entertainment and a marketing strategy to attract people interest in watching the film. And then next is the conclusion of our research is the research showed that community groups in Banyuwangi village view that spiritual elements related to the KKN in the Desa Penari as a form of a speech to attract audience to watch. And then my suggestion to the next is, however, the community also believe that there needs to be a discussion first with cultural expert and the local community regarding the involvement of culture in a film, so that its meaning match with original meaning. If their meaning displayed is not the same, it will can affect to sustainability of the cultural preservation. However, the community believes that this mystical impression has no influence on the behavior of Generation Z in Banyuwangi to continue preserving the Gandrung dance culture. The understanding and knowledge the Generation Z has is a major factor and is a sign that they understand with their own culture. Traditional Indonesian dance, natural jewels that adorn our land, and the national intelligent future of generation are treasures that beautifully carve out Indonesian natural wealth. So we would like to thank you all the parties who have helped make this research possible. This distinguished guests, that's all we can say. Greeting from the Gandrung team.
Okay, already? Yeah, thank you, Muhammad Raihan. Very interested, yeah, about Desa Penari. Okay, thank you. Okay, we will continue to ID number 38, yeah. 38, the title presentation about innovative learning media in improving landslide disaster preparedness through role-playing methods for children in Petir Village. Okay, Narendra Wijaya. Okay, Narendra, this time for you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, let me check all my audio.
Sorry, Narendra, we can hear you clearly.
Narendra? Nita? How about Narendra?
With the audio. Maybe we can
Oh, Sahal Mahfuz.
wait a minute.
Sahal Mahfuz will presentation.
Maybe that's is Narendra, but he used another device, man.
Yes, I am.
Salama Zukrufa Jannah. Okay. Come on, please, Salama.
Okay, words may inspire, but action create the change. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oof. Good afternoon, everyone. Greeting to all of us, the Honorable Mrs. Sri Swahyuni, SPT, MSE, and all of participants. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. I am Sahal Mahfud from IVB University as a representative of the group with the paper ID 38. Will be represent the result of our research with the title Innovation Learning Media in Improving Landslide Disaster Prevention through the Role-Playing Method for the Children in Petir Village. The thing that is still often an issue of discussion until now is disaster. Disaster is an event that can threaten of human life. The threat of disaster is also potential in Indonesia as evidenced by the high data of disaster. Based on NPB data from the last 10 years, landslide occupy the top 3 disasters that often occur in Indonesia. More than 700 landslide disasters have occurred in Bogor Regency, which makes this region the first ranked region with the highest landslide vulnerability in Indonesia. Petir Village is the one of many villages in Bogor Regency that have a great potential for landslide. The steep slope of Petir Village This learning medium is the present with the role-playing methods, and with this, children itself can have knowledge, ability, and behavioral preference of landslide disaster as an effort to minimize the risk of impact of landslide. The aim of the research is for the kids of 7 and 12 age performed in Kampung Sepur, Petir Village, Dramaga, Bogor Regency, West Java, with the 13 meeting since July 15 to October 2023. The study employed 2 methods. First, we monitor and interview children to identify the effectiveness of the educational methods we implement, namely role-playing methods which combine using innovation learning media to enhance the preference of avalanche disaster in children. The second method we use to determine the effectiveness of innovation learning media is quantitative descriptive. For this method, we give pre-tests and post-tests to children to measure the rate of change in the knowledge of preference for the catastrophic avalanche of our research. For that, we create innovation learning media as we can as together. Pop-up book, we give it to children as exciting learning medium present in 3-dimensional visual to enhance their knowledge and understanding of life. Then, the puzzle as a form of memory exercise for the material that has been present. Through this medium, it is a hope that children can sharpen their ability to recall information that has been given. In this educational activity, we also use snakes and ladders as the learning tool while playing that is scored by a game card. Technically, the game is carried out as is the usual game of snakes and ladders. However, there were differences in our game sections, which contain not only number, stave, or snake, but also game card strips so that participants who stop at this point will accept the challenge of question or challenging regarding landslide. These are the preference. We also conduct simple experience in the process of landslide. This way intend for children to know how landslide can occur, including the factor behind disaster. With this, it is the accept to grow an inner awareness of children to behave well in nature. Next, there are emergency bag prototypes equipped with their contents, such as important document, food, drink, and water, and so on. This bag is important as preparatory effort in dealing with disasters that may occur in the future. Disaster signs are also made and posted at the contact points and full information, warning, and warning to children in order to be sensitive to the condition in their environment. Not to forget, each activity conducted at each meeting is not in the achievement book as the one of the indicators for measuring the participation of children activity. The result of study are the
Quarter past 3.
A quarter past 3. Okay.
Yes. And then
So-
we back to the main room.
Okay, so thank you so much. So it means that we will discuss quite detail in our each discussion in our each topics, yeah. Thank you, Mbak Dinda. Okay, now we have discussion sections, and we already have some question on the chat rooms. So before we continue to the chat rooms, I would like just to remind for each topics, started from Dr. Garcia, who already discussed related to the establishing livelihood resilience in the fishermen. This is quite a different topic, yeah, because the other topic is related to the land. But it is quite the topic is similar. We still talk about the poverty, about the justice, yeah, and how to maintain the conflict. And perhaps later on, Dr. Garcia can also talk related to the regulation little bit, yeah. So we can transfer the knowledge related to the regulation also. And the second topic, Bapak Dedi talk about mining land grappling vulnerability, and it's related with the topic from Bapak Aditya Wicaksono, who talk about the land registrations. And I think the connection is really strong because with the paper from Pak Wicaksono, we can see how land registration potentially can be conflict resolution.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that. But let me check because on the paper of Pak Arditya Wicaksono also talk about the potential of conflict also. Particularly if people don't want to be registered. Yeah, their land don't want to be registered. But we can talk later on. And the final ones, Pak Muhammad Fazri talk about agricultural fiscal sectors, and some recommendation appears in the level of local governments. And this is quite interesting if we see how agricultural sector becoming prima donna, yeah, very sexy in our development era. So hopefully we can connect it with the idea from fisher sector, yeah, with the Ibu Garcia. So that's the summary that I can brings to you, just a short reminder for all of you. Okay, I would like to check on the chat box because seemingly you already have some questions, particularly first to Ibu Dr. Garcia, Lizel Gracia, yeah. The question is related to the. Oh, this is the response from Pak Yuda Purba. Pak Yuda, would you like to giving directly your questions so we can still use the time.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
silakan Pak Yuda.
Actually, this is not a question. It's more rather than just input to enrich the article of Dr. Garcia.
Yeah.
For the first point, I think, in my opinion, this is a manifestation of a tragedy of common that. So that I think it makes this study
tourist village, there are several obstacles that cause the promotional activities carried out to be ineffective. One of them is due to the local community limited knowledge regarding the operation of social media due to limited knowledge. Due to limited knowledge, the promotional media chosen are very simple, making it difficult to disseminate information about tourist village. In this case, for example, the use promotional media using billboard placed on the side of the road are simply assisted by direction software or GPS, which is sometimes inaccurate. Therefore, tourist village manager must think of more effective ways in choosing promotional media. The promotional media that you need to try to use as promotional media is social media. Social media has quite a big influence in the field of promotion because of the large number of users. This can be put to good use as promotional media for tourist village, whose aim is to disseminate information about exciting tourist village and is expected to encourage visitors to tourist village so that they can improve the community economy. So we are interested in taking this topic because we want to see the effectiveness of social media as a tool in promoting tourist village.
For the next part, there's Sinaning's tourism villages profile, the village that we use in this research. Sinaneng Tourism Village is a traditional village in West Java that offers visitors the opportunity to experience the local culture and lifestyle. The programs are designed to showcase the richness and beauty of Sundanese culture through singing, dancing, and playing local instruments. The property and programs are composed of local resources and are assisted by trained locals who act as guides. The main purpose of the programs is to expose younger generations to the villagers' ways of living and appreciation for nature by actively participate in the villagers' day-to-day activities. The success of Chinangling's tourism village is attributed to the participation of the local community in its development and the use of social media as a promotional tool. The village's unique and authentic culture has attracted visitors and increased the number of tourists up to the area. For the problem formulation of this research, the first one is what is the effectiveness of social media compared to the other media in promoting tourism in Chinangling Tourism Village area? Second one is how does social media impact the development of Chinangling Tourism Village area? And the third is what are the advantages and disadvantages of using social media compared to other media in promoting tourism in the Chinangling Tourism Villages area? The objective of the research is to analyze the problem of formulation.
For the research method, this research is qualitative and used two sources of primary and secondary data. This research was conducted in May 2023 in Bogor, West Java. Furthermore, data collection also used a questionnaire which is carried out via a form. Data collection technique and informant determination that we use. Primary data, meaning in this study, use an emic approach, namely interviews with people who live in Bogor. The author also distribute a questionnaire in the form of a Google form to the general public, while secondary data is taken through article and journal. Okay, let's move to the first discussion about the effectiveness of social media compared to other media in promoting tourism in the Chinangling Tourism Village area. To measure the effectiveness of promotional media, we can use AIDA method by Lewis. AIDA, which stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. First, the attention, where social media has the ability to connect with tourists worldwide and can build consumer awareness about the existence of Chinangling Tourism Village. Second is interest, where content shared on social media may attract the interest of individuals about Chinangling Tourism Village and lead to a sense of curiosity. Third is desire. Content shared on social media makes viewers want to visit Chinangling Tourism Village and experience its natural beauty for themselves. Fourth is action, where social media can raise the amount of visitors who visit to Chinangling Tourism Village in order to experience the village itself. At the beginning of its establishment, it used word of mouth and received rejection from travel agents. But in 2018, they began promotion through social media and received an award in the field of economic utilization to local communities. Promotion carried out through conventional media such as TV, radio, pamphlet, and newspaper only reach visitors from within the country. But content uploaded on social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, or websites can reach visitors globally.
Okay, now we're moving on to the second point of the result and discussion, which is social media impact the development of Chinangling Tourism Village area. As a tourist village, of course, various marketing strategies are needed to support the success of this business. The Chinangling Tourism Village area certainly uses various types of media to achieve success. Initially, the Chinangling Tourism Village area did not utilize internet media in implementing marketing communications. However, as time goes by, managers are trying to communicate via social media. After using social media as a marketing tool, of course, it produces various positive impacts. The following are some of the impacts of social media on the Chinangling Tourism Village area, namely, first, increase in the number of tourists. The rapid flow of information from social media and its wide reach has increased the number of tourists. The second one is improve the economy of local residents. Almost 100% of activities here involve residents. They become guides, teachers of gamelan, dance, and others. The third one is receive an award in the field economic utilization to local communities. This award can motivate other tourism villages in how to promote tourism villages and promote themselves effectively to a wider local community participation. The ninth one is establishment of networks and collaboration. And the 10th one is helps in determining policies by listening to feedback from social media. Tourism villages can understand tourist needs. Tourist villages keep in mind that it can also bring challenges such as privacy issues, managing negative reviews, and communication errors. So I'm gonna break it.
I think my friend has problem with connection. Let me continue. The next part is weaknesses of other media in reaching consumers, either targeted and personalized marketing to specific.
Recording in progress.
Kampus terbaik, inspirasi, tebarkan harapan. Kampus terbaik, inovasi, wujudkan impian. Kampus terbaik, integritas, kuatkan tujuan. Kampus terbaik, beri terbaik untuk semesta. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu
si layarnya. Ini udah mulai. Cek cek.
Cek 1 2 3. Cek cek.
Siapa ya? Belum semua. Siapa yang belum? Yang udah siapa? Maulana Akbar. Julian Nugroho. Cek. Anak
Oke,
58 siapa? Mau gue panggil. Sandi deh, udah Sandi aja. Ada 58. Ayo.
Boleh siap.
Ya. Hello everyone. Hello.
Hello
everyone.
everyone. Hamza, there is some people that after their presentation. Okay, maybe we ask someone about the presentation.
Maybe we want to ask to some participants to share what was their experience during the presentation, and then maybe during their research before today's presentation. Maybe we will choose some participants, and and I also want to ask of all of you guys to turn on your camera.
Okay, Hamza, please choose one, Hamza. Who will be the one that we ask about the presentation? Okay, Hamza, please choose one.
Maybe I want to choose number 15, Maulana Akbar. Can you open your camera and open your microphone to share your experience during today's presentation? Hello, Maulana Akbar.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Yeah, I think this is my
maybe
good.
we start to ask. Okay. Hello, Muhammad Ak.
Yes, I'm here. Could you?
Hello, Maulana Akbar. How are you?
Hello.
Okay. Your voice, clearly.
Is it clear?
Yes, that's very clear.
Okay. Maybe you can share how do you feel after the presentation?
I think this is, first of all, this is my pleasure to be here to discuss in this conference. And I think this is, I'm very happy and also giving very good feedback for my research to be here and also share my thought, my feedback, and also improve my research. So hopefully this is not my lifetime to be here, and the next year I will be. This is the next year. I'm very happy to be attend for the next meeting.
Okay.
Such a great experience.
Such a great experience. Yeah, and I hope that in the next RUSET, the 5th RUSET or the 6th RUSET, you will join again.
Yes, there will be a
Inshallah,
stand.
yes.
Okay. Maybe we ask the others about the presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Glad
Maulana
to know
Akbar.
you. Okay, Hamza. Maybe you can choose one of them.
Maybe I want to choose who gonna be share? Who want to share? Who want to
Yeah,
share their
yeah.
experience?
Maybe we ask
Anyone?
them.
Anyone can raise your hand maybe, or straightly turn on your camera and then speak up to share your experiences during today's presentation.
Yeah, maybe there is
Anyone volunteer
someone.
here?
Okay. I think
Okay.
maybe we choose
Okay,
one of
we
them.
can choose one again.
Okay.
Okay, maybe um
There is someone that open camera. Just choose number
number
35, right?
35,
Okay.
Risdawati.
Yeah, she just
Please.
opened her camera, so maybe we can ask her about the presentation.
Hello.
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 Okay.
How are you today?
I'm very well.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe you can share about how do you feel and what you get from this event.
Firstly, thank you very much for the opportunity to me and my team to present our paper in this conference. Then I would say thank you too for the moderator, Mr. Jason, for the suggestion.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. Okay, maybe that's all, Hamzah.
Maybe
for
that's
us.
all for this session, yeah.
Yeah.
And
We will back soon in
we will back
main
soon in
room.
main room in 3:15.
Yes, that's
and
right.
then yeah, I hope all of your effort for today agenda, it's gonna make you happy.
Yeah,
And
and
then
gonna be
improve,
something.
yeah,
Yes.
improve your experiences. And then yeah, we'll
To be a great impact.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, and maybe I want to say something that someone that have been presentation, don't go anywhere because the next session will be announced awarding, right? Okay, so that's all from us. See you
see you later.
guys.
Kampus terbaik, inspirasi, tebarkan harapan. Kampus terbaik, inovasi, wujudkan impian. Kampus terbaik, integritas, kuatkan tujuan. Kampus terbaik, beri terbaik untuk negeri, untuk dunia, umat manusia, dan alam semesta. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah, oh majulah. harapan. Kampus terbaik, inovasi, wujudkan impian. Kampus terbaik, integritas, kuatkan tujuan. Kampus terbaik, beri terbaik untuk negeri, untuk dunia, umat manusia, dan alam semesta. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah, oh majulah. Berpacu dalam keunggulan, lincah berbelanja untuk kehidupan. Inilah semangat baru, tekad raih kesempatan, wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya. Dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah, oh majulah. Wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya. Wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya. Wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya. Wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya.
Mohon perhatian, sekali lagi kami himbau kepada seluruh pengunjung perpustakaan yang masih berada di lantai 2 maupun lantai 3 dimohon untuk meninggalkan ruangan perpustakaan karena waktu layanan perpustakaan akan istirahat. Perpustakaan akan membuka kembali pukul 13.30 waktu Indonesia bagian barat. Atas perhatian dan kerjasama yang baik kami ucapkan terima kasih.
Berada di kaki Gunung Lawu, bersemboyan tentram bumi hutan pari. Ukiran masa lalu bercerita tentang pengorbanan, kesetiaan, dan kerja keras. Eksotismenya menyatu dengan curahan keindahan tercipta di antara perbukitan, melengkapi 1000 keindahan alam. Cita rasa, kenikmatan itu selalu lekat dalam ingatan menikmati waktu kebersamaan. Kemuning merupakan sebuah desa yang terletak di lereng Gunung Lawu bagian barat, tepatnya di Kecamatan Ngargoyoso, Karanganyar, Jawa Tengah, Indonesia. Desa Kemuning memiliki luas kurang lebih 669,30 hektar dengan jumlah penduduk kurang lebih 7.160 jiwa yang terdiri dari 3.611 penduduk laki-laki dan 3.549 penduduk perempuan. Mayoritas penduduk desa Kemuning berada pada usia produktif. Mata pencaharian penduduk cukup beragam, seperti aparatur sipil negara, petani kebun, pemetik teh, pegawai pabrik teh, dan wirausaha yang menunjukkan keunggulan desa Kemuning. Keberadaan banyak UMKM yang menjadi salah satu wadah industri kreatif dapat mengangkat pamor desa Kemuning. Namun, sebagian besar pelaku wisata masih belum memiliki pengetahuan dan kompetensi tentang bidang kepariwisataan dan digitalisasi. Selain itu, belum adanya manajemen yang baik dan koordinasi antar kelompok, program kerja yang belum tersusun dengan tepat, serta sistem manajemen keuangan dan pemasaran yang masih sangat terbatas. Berangkat dari masalah tersebut, Desa Kemuning mengimplementasikan digitalisasi desa pada program Smart Village Nusantara untuk pengembangan wisata di Desa Kemuning yang terdiri dari Smart Government, Smart Economy, dan Smart Society.
Om Swastiastu, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera buat kita semuanya. Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, Rahayu. Sebelum saya masuk ke situ, perlu kami informasikan bahwa Desa Kemuning itu mulai 2014 sebetulnya itu mencoba merubah paradigma tentang sebuah desa pertanian menjadi sebuah desa wisata. 2014 kami memulai itu dengan semua stakeholder, baik lembaga desa, anak muda, masyarakat desa, semua kita ajak diskusi, kita ajak bicara untuk bersama-sama lah memanfaatkan potensi desa yang dimiliki oleh Desa Kemuning. Nah, dari awal tahun 2014 itu Kemuning merangkak secara pelan-pelan untuk berusaha meningkatkan pendapatan masyarakat melalui giat pariwisata yang kita lakukan bersama.
Sebagian besar pelaku wisata masih belum memiliki pengetahuan dan kompetensi tentang bidang kepariwisataan dan digitalisasi. Maka dari itu, Desa Kemuning menjadi desa yang terpilih untuk dijadikan percontohan oleh PT Telkom Indonesia melalui program Smart Village Nusantara. Karena dinilai mampu dan bisa mengembangkan digitalisasi untuk pengembangan wisata di Desa Kemuning yang terdiri dari 3 aspek, yaitu Smart Government, Smart Economy, dan Smart Society.
Program ini kan pada waktu itu pilot projectnya Telkom 2019 yang secara kebetulan di Indonesia itu yang dapat 2, satu di Pangandaran, kemudian yang satu di Desa Kemuning. Dan kemarin soft launching-nya diadakan di Desa Kemuning. Hadirlah di sana KSP, Pak Muldoko, Gubernur Jawa Tengah, para rekan-rekan saya itu banyak yang hadir di sini. Nah, ini program ini menjadi pemicu dan penyemangat anak-anak muda. Kami manfaatkan betul. Smart ini ada 3, Smart Government, Smart Economy, dan Smart Society.
Tuhan tunjukkan padaku langkah untuk maju, untuk mengukir sejarah baru. Mahasiswa, bangsa
cuma soal mereka, tapi juga soal sosialisasi. Mereka tuh gak harus ambis banget cuy, gak harus mikirin banget. Santai aja, nongkrong aja, yang penting lu rajin dan percaya diri.
Halo teman-teman, kalian tahu nggak sih dari total penduduk Indonesia hanya 0,2% saja yang berinvestasi, sedangkan negara Singapura hampir 30% rakyatnya yang berinvestasi. Belum lagi mahasiswa saat ini akan diwariskan oleh 3 lingkaran trap di mana pendapatan akan stuck di level menengah. Sudah saatnya mahasiswa untuk fasih manajemen keuangan.
Selama 20 tahun hidup, gue tuh paling ngerasa gue banyak belajar ketika masa menjadi mahasiswa itu masa-masa saat ini. Kenapa? Karena ketika saat ini gue banyak banget nge-challenge diri gue dan juga gue banyak banget ngikutin dan ngambil kesempatan-kesempatan yang gak pernah gue berani ambil sebelumnya. Jadi gak usah takut ketika lo jadi mahasiswa untuk ngambil kesempatan ataupun men-challenge diri lo, karena itu adalah bagian dari lo belajar.
Sebagai mahasiswa, tanpa sadar pendapat kita pasti bisa merubah sekitar. Jadi, siapapun kamu, jangan pernah merasa pendapatmu sepele atau tidak berarti. Your opinion does matters. Tapi jangan lupa juga untuk selalu bertanggung jawab atas pendapat yang telah kita utarakan. So, voice your opinion responsibly and see your surroundings change.
Kemasan masa ini lewati perjuangan, karya gemilang hanya prestasi. Tuhan tunjukkan padaku langkah untuk maju, untuk mengukir sejarah baru. Karya gemilang hanya prestasi, hanya prestasi. Tunjukkan padaku langkah untuk maju.
Program Smart Society ini adalah bentuk layanan kami dari pemerintah desa untuk mendukung pendidikan, kesehatan, dan konektivitas internet bagi masyarakat. Untuk bentuk-bentuknya kita ada perangkat aplikasi dan perangkat yang tertanam di smartphone. Untuk aplikasi sendiri kita ada bioskop desa, kita ada e-learning desa. Terus untuk kesehatan kita ada e-puskesmas, e-posyandu, dan lain-lain. Kemudian untuk perangkat yang mendukung untuk keamanan warga kita ada CCTV yang dilengkapi dengan smart speaker, terus ada panic button, kita ada smart water level sama smart NGO. Untuk Smart Society yang dampak yang paling kelihatan itu tentang sensor-sensor yang kita pasang di beberapa lokasi wisata. Misalnya seperti kita pasang smart water level di beberapa lokasi tubing itu sangat membantu sekali. Dulunya ketika ada kegiatan tubing itu dari hulunya ada banjir itu nggak akan tahu, tapi sekarang sebelum banjir datang kita udah ada deteksi dini mengenai akan adanya banjir tersebut. Kemudian kita ada smart NGO juga. Smart NGO itu untuk mengukur tekanan udara, kecepatan angin, dan lain-lain. Itu kita fungsikan untuk wisata para layang. Jadi ketika nanti ada tekanan angin itu terlalu tinggi, kita akan memberikan informasi itu melalui panic button atau speaker yang kita pasang di tiap CCTV. Smart government ini kami launching, kami berikan program ini pada masyarakat. Apa itu? Pelayanan surat menyurat tanpa tatap muka. Bagaimana UMKM tetap berjalan tidak harus ketemu, kan seperti itu. Nah, ini kita berikan semuanya kepada masyarakat aplikasi. Salah satu misalnya surat menyurat. Surat menyurat pada waktu itu karena kondisi, maka kita berikan layanan melalui Simpel Desa. Ini mempermudah bagaimana masyarakat itu tidak harus ke kantor desa, tidak harus bertemu dengan perangkat desa, tidak harus membuang waktu banyak berkerumun, tetapi tetap bisa kami layani kebutuhan surat menyurat. Nah, ini yang pertama kita lakukan. Sehingga untuk surat menyurat ya tinggal ngetik saja. Butuh surat apa? Itu kirim ke desa. Nanti ada notifikasi, tunggu sebentar 3 menit. Kalau sudah selesai kami notifikasi kembali surat sudah selesai. Mau diambil sendiri atau mau diantar perangkat desa. Ini kami sampaikan. Nah, ternyata di masa pandemi sangat membantu daripada. Nah, ini Smart Government kan mempermudah layanan kepada seluruh masyarakat.
Desa Kemuning juga mendapat banyak bantuan dari berbagai pihak dalam mengembangkan digitalisasinya. Program-program terus berdatangan guna merealisasikan dan menyempurnakan program digitalisasi yang ada.
Baik, untuk digitalisasi di sektor UMKM ya memang kita mulai gencar menerapkan digitalisasi di semua sektor yang ada di Desa Kemuning ini setelah menerima bantuan, menerima CSR dari Telkom berupa dengan nama Smart Village Nusantara. Itu memang kita maksimalkan untuk pengembangan digitalisasi di semua unsur yang ada di Desa Kemuning. Dan untuk di UMKM sendiri, digitalisasinya dalam bentuk beberapa aplikasi yang sudah kita terapkan, kita sosialisasi ke pelaku UMKM, kemudian digitalisasi tentang pembayaran elektronik. Jadi kita menyediakan fasilitas kepada baik pelaku usaha maupun konsumen yang datang untuk bertransaksi baik secara tunai maupun non tunai, kita sediakan fasilitas itu. Dan dengan aplikasi itu kita integrasikan ke comment center yang ada di desa. Jadi bisa kita pantau tingkat penjualan, kenaikan atau penurunan penjualan bisa kita pantau dari comment center yang ada di kantor desa, seperti itu.
Udah pernah disosialisasikan, tapi yang susah masyarakatnya itu kan yang nggak punya smartphone, terus yang pakai iPhone juga belum bisa. Android.
Ada 2 keinginan yang waktu itu sangat menonjol dari pemerintah desa bersama teman-teman itu. Yang satu, bagaimana pendapatan asli masyarakat itu meningkat. Kemudian yang kedua, bagaimana jumlah pengangguran itu turun. Nah, 2014, 15, 16, 17 kami sudah melihat potensi itu. Pengurangan itu sudah kelihatan, angka pengangguran, pendapatan asli masyarakat juga sudah mulai meningkat. Dan ini berkembang terus. Hanya permasalahannya ketika kami sedang senang-senangnya bikin wisata bersama-sama dengan masyarakat itu, pandemi yang 2019 kita dihantam pandemi yang saya pikir semuanya lah dampaknya akan kena.
Di saat desa lain membenahi COVID, Desa Kemuning juga mengembangkan pariwisata yang ada beriringan dengan membenahi COVID. Sehingga ketika COVID sudah mulai mereda, Desa Kemuning mampu membranding diri akan pariwisatanya.
Tetapi kita patut bersyukur bahwa ketika ada pandemi, justru 2019 itu kami mendapat banyak proyek dari Telkom Indonesia yang namanya adalah Smart Village Nusantara. Nah, justru dengan Smart Village Nusantara inilah sebetulnya kami menata diri. Di desa-desa lain itu masih terbelenggu dengan mengurusi pandemi juga kita urusi, tetapi hal yang lain juga kita kuatkan. Apa? Menguatkan pariwisata, memberikan edukasi, kemudian menyebarluaskan tentang kesiapan kami, tentang Desa Kemuning, terus-menerus melalui jejaring yang kita miliki itu.
Karena dengan kita memakai piranti digital, ternyata konsumen yang datang ke Kemuning atau wisatawan yang datang ke Kemuning menjangkau area yang lebih luas, tidak hanya seputaran Karanganyar dan Solo Raya. Sekarang yang datang ke Kemuning sudah dari jauh-jauh, ada yang dari Jawa Timur, ada yang dari Jawa Barat, ada yang dari Semarang, Jogja dan sekitarnya. Jadi efeknya secara umum bagus.
untuk warga sendiri lebih kita fokuskan ke internetnya Mbak. Jadi kita pasang saat ini kita ada 27 titik di lokasi-lokasi strategis, kita pasang wifi. Kemudian ketika pertama kali terhubung ke wifi tersebut akan diarahkan dulu ke bioskop desa atau learning desa atau desa. Jadi itu yang sangat membantu sekali itu waktu pandemi kemarin itu, ketika sekolah diwajibkan belajar dari rumah, terus untuk orang tuanya yang harus bekerja dari rumah, kebutuhan internet sudah bisa kita.
Dalam menerapkan digitalisasi di desa diperlukan partisipasi aktif dari tiap warga masyarakat. Namun, masih banyak warga masyarakat yang terkendala fasilitas dan keterampilan dalam mengaksesnya. Oleh karena itu, Desa Kemuning membentuk kelompok khusus, yakni kelompok informasi masyarakat, guna mengedukasi dan menyebarluaskan digitalisasi di desa.
Awalnya itu ada anak muda yang pengen banget memajukan desanya, tapi dengan cara digital, kayak gitu. Terus tahun 2020 itu ada program dari Telkom, yaitu Smart Village Nusantara. Itu ada sosialisasi yang diselenggarakan di gedung Serbaguna di Desa Kemuning. Itu dengan pesertanya sekitar berapa ya, banyak, dari per RT, masing-masing RT ada perwakilan satu-satu.
Dan disinilah sebenarnya kita diberi tantangan untuk benar-benar memberikan, bisa nggak sih benar memberikan pelayanan yang baik kan gitu. Nah, kenapa itu bisa terlaksana dengan smart ya? Kuncinya sinergi. Jadi tidak bisa berdiri sendiri. Sehebat apapun seorang kepala desa, sehebat apapun siapa saja lah, itu tanpa ada dukungan pihak lain. Ya, saya kira. Jadi ini dibutuhkan kerja bareng, kerja sama lah. Ini semua harus aktif bahasa dengan membangun desa untuk kebaikan.
Sinergitas merupakan dasar yang penting dalam proses untuk membangun desa. Tanpa dukungan dari berbagai pihak, maka pencapaian untuk menjadi desa pariwisata berbasis digital akan sulit diwujudkan. Oleh karena itu, desa terus berusaha membangun komunikasi dengan berbagai pihak, terutama dalam hal pengembangan digitalisasi.
Digitalisasi desa di Kemuning, saya bisa menceritakan bahwa saat ini sedang dalam proses pengembangan. Jadi beberapa sektor atau kegiatan sudah memakai digitalisasi. Misalnya masuk ke taman satwa sudah pakai aplikasi ataupun alat yang namanya e-log dan sebagainya. Di masing-masing tempat usaha sudah sekarang memanfaatkan teknologi pembayaran cashless misalnya dengan memakai EDC, QRIS ataupun transfer dan lain sebagainya. Untuk promosi, sebagian dari pelaku UMKM yang ada di sana, pelaku wisata, itu juga sudah memanfaatkan namanya media sosial. Kemudian juga digital marketing, promosi lewat website. Kemudian ada yang sudah memakai marketplace di Shopee dan lain sebagainya. Masih tahap pengembangan ke arah sana.
Kalau penerapan digitalisasi itu semenjak 2020 kita sudah, yaitu semenjak program Smart Village Nusantara masuk di Desa Kemuning, dan dari situ kebetulan sedang ada pandemi, jadi banyak sekali pembatasan. Jadi memang itu momentum yang pas bagi kita untuk mensosialisasikan penerapan digitalisasi ini, termasuk di sektor pemerintahan, termasuk di transaksi ekonomi, penjualan produk mereka. Di dalam Smart Village Nusantara ini di situ juga menyediakan
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the main room and this time, and we have finished parallel session 1 and 2. Maybe Hamza, before we move to the next agenda, we ask someone again
Okay.
about the presentation and how they feel about the presentation. Please Hamza, choose one.
Okay, maybe I want to choose Raihan Syaikul Huda. Is there?
Okay.
Can you hear my voice? Can you please turn on your camera and then turn on your microphone?
Raihan Syarhuluda. Okay,
Okay.
there is it. Okay, hello. How are you today?
I'm fine. Little bit nervous because my English is not really good. Just
That's
trying to be
okay.
better like that.
That's okay. That's okay. We want to ask about how do you feel after the presentation and what you get from the presentation or plenary session 1 before before you presentation before.
Yeah. My feel it's lega because I have done my presentation and then little bit like disappointed because I don't do my best like that.
What's your topic?
My topic is about gandrung, tari gandrung in Banyuwangi, about an effect after viral from tweet and then it's make to movie film Kakak di Desa Penari and about the impact to preservation atau preservation tari gandrung.
That's great. Okay. Okay. Hope you have a best result. Okay. Okay. Next, there will be a keynote speech season. But before that, there will be a special performance for you from IPB student that will sing Indonesian traditional song. So have a good watching, everyone.
Indonesia is the most beautiful land in the universe, the land where we were born, the nation where we grow up. So many colors that live together in peace, with a million timeless treasures, with an abundance of natural wealth. Indonesia is not just wonderful, Indonesia is a wonderland.
Kota baru gunungnya Bamega, Bamega bahana putih Salakara, bahana putih Salakara. Matamu lawanlah Adinda, Adinda iman di dadara semayangi, iman di dadara semayangi. Sayang sifat tokaan mateko tego gorokan sayang sifat tokaan mateko tego gorokan sayang. Sajujur, sajujur,
Wow, such a good performance from the singers. Give applause for the singers today. Okay, and then coming up to the plenary session 2, there is keynote speech by Professor Dorin Katrikawangi and Professor Mohroslan Rosnon. For this session, we'll be guided by moderator.
All right, now before we start this session, let us watch the CV and resume of our amazing moderator and our speaker. Okay, so Dr. Imam Nawerja SPMSI, the time is yours.
Thank you very much, the organizing committee, and let us start. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our second plenary session featuring the two esteemed keynote speakers who will enrich us with their expertise. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Iman Nawerja, and I have the privilege of serving as the chair to this plenary session. It is an honor to me to be here among such distinguished and engaged group of participants, and we are delighted to have with us now Professor Dorin Katrikawangi from Universitas Atmajaya Indonesia and Professor Mohroslan Rosnon from University Putra Malaysia. Hopefully I'm not mispronounce your name. Before we go to the talk, that they will discuss, let me provide some background on our distinguished speakers. Firstly, Professor Dorin Katrikawangi is a renowned educator and scholar who currently hold the position at Atmajaya Catholic University in Jakarta. And in addition to her work here, she imparted her knowledge at the University of Indonesia and held professor at the School of Communication for Eastern University in Philippines. Professor Katrikawangi teaching span from various facets of communication, from organizational communication, including public relations, corporate social responsibility, and digital communication. Beyond that, she also actively involved in several organizations and is founder of the House of Kartika Kusuma, which is oversees DK Consulting, a public library, and a batik gallery. Our second speaker, Professor Mohroslan Rosnon, is equally distinguished in his field. He served as the Associate Professor of Social Anthropology at the Department of Social Development Sciences within the Faculty of Human Ecology at University Putra Malaysia. Currently, Professor Rosnon is also hold the position of head of the Department of Social and Development Sciences at UPM. He earned his PhD in anthropology and sociology from University of South Australia. His research focus and for expertise primarily revolved around community and rural development with specialization in the indigenous people of Malaysia or Orang Asli. So his work is instrumental in advancing the social development of rural and minority communities in Malaysia. So we have the privilege to hear from both experts on their respective topic. Professor Dorin Katrikawangi will deliver her speech on digital metamorphosis, empowering rural resilience and sustainability through communication strategies, while Professor Mohroslan Rosnon will enlighten us with his presentation on indigenous community development in Malaysia. We eagerly anticipate their insight and knowledge. Our session will be structured as follows. Each speaker will have approximately 30 minutes to deliver the presentation, following which we will allocate around 15 minutes for discussion session, where our speaker will address questions from the audience. Also, we encourage our participants to engage actively by sharing your thoughts and questions. You can do it in chatting column. So to ensure the utilization of time, effective legislation will conclude around 4:40 p.m., allowing opportunity to question for its speakers. Make the most of this opportunity to gain valuable insight from our distinguished speaker. Once again, thank you very much for joining us today. Without further delay, let us begin with our first keynote speakers. Professor Don Katabangi, please extend a warm welcome to her.
Thank you, Dr. Iman. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. It is an honor for me to be here to become one of the speakers with Professor Mohroslan Rosnon. Hi, Prof. How are you? Yeah. I would like to start with my presentations and ask the committee to share the PowerPoint, please. As what Dr. Iman mentioned, I would like to talk about the metamorphosis of the digital communications, which gave an influence to the rural area, especially here about the empowering rural resilience and sustainability to communication strategies, as my background is in communications. Next, please. So this is a brief about School of Communication where I belong as a head of the School of Communications. Next, please. As an introduction, we understand that rural communities across the globe are experiencing a profound transformation in the digital era, and we already see the video that provided by the community is really interesting video that show us how digital gave an influence to the rural community. So the impact of this digitalizations of these areas is both an opportunity and as well as a challenge. So ensuring the sustainability and resilience of rural society in pressing concern, communications plays a pivotal role in achieving goal. Why? We were discussing how they are affected by digitalizations and how effective test these challenges. Next, please. So we come to the understanding rural society. Here we can understand that digitalizations has brought new tools and opportunities to rural communities. Challenging rural area spaces. What I mean by digital divide is that some of the rural society doesn't have the infrastructure of the internet. Secondly, perhaps they don't have the gadget, the device itself. If they have the device and also the infrastructure, however, some of them doesn't have a literacy enough in using the device. So those three digital divide is really a challenge for, especially in Indonesia, and I believe all over the world has those divided. And about the community dynamic, understand here that rural community, they have their cultural richness and also close-knit bonds. The dynamics are precious and should be preserved and enhanced in the digital era. Understanding this potential impact of digitalization on this dynamic is really crucial. Why? Because we understand that there are nuclear family and extended family in Indonesian social system, right? And because of this digital, the network become wider and bigger. But this network actually is unstable. Why? Because there are also hubs or influencers that can save those networks. We have to understand what kind of the dynamism in this specific rural community. By knowing the situation, perhaps we can create more, how do you say, update communication strategies that were implemented, so it can change and give the positive impact to the community. There are 7 guiding principles for the sustainable digital rural areas. This is from DSERA, and we can understand there are mosaic of 7 that we can use as a basic where we will develop the communication strategies. Next, please. So now we will come to the effective communications in rural setting. Next, please.
Committee, please help us.
Yeah, in rural setting, demand tailored communication strategies. Local media, community-based platform, and grassroots initiative plays essential roles in maintaining effective communications within this rural community. And we understand that there are also traditional tools, traditional media that rural society can use in order to make the communications more effective and more efficient and give an impact to the society itself. Also, for fostering digital literacy, we understand that digital literacy is prerequisite for bridging the digital divide in rural areas. So, initiative to promote digital skills and education must be implemented to ensure that rural residents can fully participate in the digital era. Why? Again, about digital literacy, we understand the digital divide, that some people perhaps have the device, but consume information or we produce information, but also about using the device itself, as we are a producer as well as consumer. So what kind of informations that are correct is not fake informations. The information that can build a positive attitude or behavior in order to make our society sustain with positive way. Therefore, digital literacy is really important. Again, not only how to use, but also how to consume and produce informations. Next, please. We come to enhancing resilience in rural communities. We talk about strategic communications, we have to be based on what is the objective, whether we can build awareness for cognition, or we want to have affections, or furthermore in changing the behavior. So when we want to change the behavior, we need intervention deeper than just spreading out the information. Here we can understand that transparency and accountability mechanism is really important, especially when we want to conduct. So there is an information in one way, just to direct, for example, communicating information, proactive disclosure of timely, relevant, accessible, and accurate information. But when we want to have a engagement and also encouraging people to taking part and contribute to the changing of the behavior on sustainability, we have to promote the participation where mobilize stakeholders and open dialogue, broaden the scope of stakeholders engaged, and also gather feedback and policies. Here, we can understand that two-way communication is side to tailor message and use the channel is really important, and also co-setting of agenda and policy priorities. Agenda setting here is that mean what we have during a year, for example, to intervene and also to change the behavior of the community in order to gather positive participations. And also ongoing and dynamic conversation where citizenship policy discussion is really important. So there are a space that we have dialogue with the community itself. Therefore, the engagement become sustained in this community. Next, please. Here is some model that I developed in order to understand how cultural differences can be fit in our strategic communications. Of course, we are as a village, is also organizations or a community. We have vision and mission, but when we talk about other people, we have to understand their culture. We also have our own culture. The organization have their own culture. The audience or the community that we want to have the dialogue is also has their own culture. And again, the digital itself has digital logic, digital culture. Therefore, here the model explain how understanding other culture and the competencies of cross-cultural understanding is really important in the digital era to develop the community and rural. One of them is climate resilience, where the ability to recover from or to mitigate vulnerability to climate-related shocks such as floods and droughts, and also climate resilience development has become the new paradigm for sustainable development. Nowadays, we experience dry seasons, like really hot, that a lot of area in Indonesia become really need on water and some specific treatment because of this dry season. Threshold capacity, coping capacity, recovery capacity, adaptive, and also transformative is really neat. And about this climate resilience, there is a model that are developed by UN that we can also use in understanding the vulnerability and also building resilience. Secondly, is about the economic resilience. Here we talk about the ability to quickly recover from a disruptions. However, in the economic development, economic resilience aims to prepare better regions to anticipate. So it's not only to face it, but also to anticipate, withstand and bounce back from any shock, disruption, or stress it may experience. For example, we already experienced the pandemic that drained our economic as well, besides health, but we understand from the previous video that some community also have the opportunity to build a digital society, digital community that make them sustain until now. So next, please. Here is the really important part, which is a collaborative partnership. When we talk about collaborative partnership, we can understand that public-private partnership is really important. Partnership between governments, the private sector, and non-governmental organizations are essential for rural development. For example, if there is a company, they can use their CSR to develop the the rural community, and also the young generation there can implement the collaborative social responsibility in their village, on their rural area. So effective communication can foster and maintain this partnership, leading to more robust and sustainable rural society. Why? Because communities so create problem or issue up to understand each other. We can understand that empowering local leaders is really important, and this section showcases successful grassroots initiative that have harnessed the power of effect. That's why understanding those local leaders, yeah, they can talk, they can speak to their community in with their way. Therefore, there is no gap in explaining things that maybe in other way can be sensitive things, but in their way will be nice. For example, in Yogyakarta, we have angkringan. Yeah, we gather and then talk to each other, and then we can start with the next, please. This is about media. When we talk about communications, we need media. And right now, media, it doesn't mean that has to be newspaper, radio, or television. But therefore, we can understand that there are own media. Own media is, for example, website, social media, official social media that developed by the community. We can use it to inform everything that we want. So it's a showcase as well as education, information, and it also can be entertainment for the community. If there is a share tools in our website, people can share it in their social media, and then we can get the earn as well. Yeah, because we don't have to pay. We don't have to pay the media, but we can gain the impact of those shared and earned media based on our own media. This is really important why a rural community also has to build. So the practical implications of this study offer actionable insight and strategy for excelling the digital age, where communications plays a pivotal role in organizational success. Organizational here is also community and also rural communications. Rural area management can create a symphony of engagement, trust, and also global unity, because we can also learn from other countries through those websites, through the education and youth. So these strategies in building a sustainable and resilient rural society and digital. Rural resilience and effective communications is the linchpin for their success. Next, please. So that's all my presentations. A lot of things that we can discuss later on, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Diran Kertawangi, for fruitful presentation. We have the privilege of obtaining valuable insight into the digital metamorphosis. So, Professor Dorian highlighted the importance of rural resilience, the role of communication, and also the role of collaboration, so that to improve or heighten the welfare of the community. The floor is yours, Professor Rasna.
2023, and the organizer for inviting me and providing me this opportunity to present today topics, indigenous community development in Malaysia. I think maybe someone can share my slide.
Committee, please. Hello, the committee. Good. Okay, that's already there. Thank you.
Okay, next slide, please. Okay. Okay, currently I'm a head of department, social and development, and in of the mentality in terms of the development, you the integrating with other neighborhood communities. Okay, next, please. Firstly, I would like to begin my presentation by introducing the concept of the community development and also the community development. And then I will proceed my presentation to discuss who exactly are the indigenous people in Malaysia. Then I will focus on the background and the demography of Orang Asli, followed by the facts and figures in terms of the socio-economic status of Orang Asli. Then I will focus on the strategic plan of the Orang Asli and also the community development programs for the Orang Asli. Because the limited time constraint, I will do my best to present this topic as soon as possible. I'm so sorry for that. Some of the data I will show later is only until 2018. Before COVID-19. This is because some of the data in Malaysia is confidential, then we do not reveal it. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so what is a community? Next slide. I think the terms of communities refer to the entirety of social life in a single settlement. Social life is a feeder of the specific community that's also serve as a hub of the group activities, allowing of the development of human personality and individuality. So this is a definition by Ogun and Ninkoff, 1953. And then community is defined as a group of the people who live in a specific area and they have a political autonomy and friendliness and share a set of a belief, ethnic uniformity, and dominant types of occupation. So it's from the Worsley, 1977. And then if we see the McLever, 1924, a group of humans who have lived in the same area. I think from this all the definition is very traditional definition. Where we talk about the community, we're referring to the a set of group they are stay in the one settlement. Okay, so they have their territorial bounded social system, and then they have a set of values, and then they have a maybe they have a friendship, they have a what we call they have a various subgroup of human being. So this all the classic definition of the community. Next slide. So when we talk about the community development, actually we can define it community as an association. So when we talk about the association, means they have a strong sense of belonging, binded the community members, and then they have a very close network of connection. They have a strong social fabric. Okay, and then community has a territorial units. So this emphasis is on the residential geographical environment. Community as a territorial units. They're based on the district area or state, or we call as a province or mountain community or island community. So this all we call as a community as territorial units. And then community as a community of interest. So a community based on the shared interest. We have a common interest. Community formed based on a common problem they are faced. For example, we have a single mothers, we have parents, we have farmers, disability person, gamers. So these all a community of interest. And then we also have a emotional community. So a community both based on the shared feelings, strong emotional feelings, bind the community member together. So for example, refugee, natural disasters community, and then the legal community. So it's a community formed through legal ties based on mutual understanding. So or maybe mutual compliance. So these are we call as a legal community. And then we have also the community as social system. So it's a set of interconnected parts of unit. Each unit or division, they have their own roles. And then the parts operation ensure the system continuity, and then stability allows for the dynamic and adaptive collective action. Okay, and then we have an inclusive community. So when we talk about the inclusive community, we referring to we give a full access to resources and promotes equal treatments and opportunity to all the community members. Next slide. The main characteristic of the community by Yakov and Yendorf. So I think we have a sense of geographical place and a functional boundaries, and then sharing of history and self-identity, realizing of a common interest, enjoy interdependence and stable interaction among its members, and including a willingness to engage in measure of self-government and so on. So these all the concept of the community communities by the Yakov and Yendorf. Next slide. So these are types of community. One is a age. So we have a youth, we have elderly, we have child. So these are types of the community based on age. And then based on location, we have urban, suburban, rural area, and then race, Malays, Indian, Chinese, and then interests, gamers, farmers, disability person, religions or belief system. So Muslim, Christians, animism, and then the types of community based on job or occupation, teachers, policemen, farmers, and so on. And next slide. Now we move to the development. So when we talk about the development, maybe next slide. So for example, we have concept of the development from the generic concept, and also from the two aspects, whether we see the development as a condition or development as a dynamic change. Generic concept, I think, is a very clear cut because we're referring to the growth, we're referring to urbanization, we're referring to the modern, from the traditional to the modern way. When we talk about the development in terms of the condition, we see we look the development as a high level of income, for example. So that's a condition from the lower to high level. And then in terms of the from the what we call in terms of the employment, for example, we got a lot of opportunity, a lot of employment opportunity. So these are the condition and also the dynamic change. Next slide. So we have the what we call the approaches of the community development. So in this case, either we see the development as an economic approach or capability approach of a rights approach. I think in terms of the economic approach, I think the development is the process that creates growth, progress, and a positive change, or the additional of the physical economics, environmental, social, and demographic component. And then the purpose of development is a rise in the level and the quality of life of the population, and the creation of expansion of the local regional income and employment opportunity without damaging the resources of the environment. So this is an economic approach. And then the capability approach, development as of tools, enabling people to reach the highest level of their ability through the granting freedom of action. For example, freedom of economics, freedom of social, freedom of family action. So this approach actually became a basis of for the measurement of development by the HDI, or we call as a Human Development Index, which was developed by the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, in 1990 until now, actually. Okay, and then we have the right approach, able to identify the needs of the population and satisfy those needs. So we emphasize is placed on the obligation of the state to supply appropriate services and to strengthen the local population and transform into being self-sufficient to good in terms of their well-being. So next slide. So these are some of the measurement of the development. So first is the Human Development Index. As I goals, we have, I think, 8 goals. And then the Sustainable Development Goal, we have 17 goals, including no poverty, zero hunger, and so on. Next slide. Now we move to community development. Okay, so maybe next slide. I think these are very basic goals of community development. First, improve of living standard, and then social change, improve well-being, improve quality of life, and social justice. These are the aims of community development. Okay, we want, when we do a sum of program, or we do a sum of the activity or policy in community development. So these are the basic goals we want to achieve in a community development. Next slide. Okay, now we focus on the indigenous community in Malaysia. In Malaysia, based on our federal constitution, indigenous people refer to Bumiputra. Okay, we call as a Bumiputra. The concept of Bumiputra, or signs of the soil. The ethnic group in Malaysia was coined by our Prime Minister Abdul Razak Hussein. Malay provided in the Constitution of Malaysia, in particular Article 153. However, the Constitution does not use the term Bumiputra. It's defined only Malay and Aboriginal people in Article 160. The native people for the Sarawak and Sabah in Article 91A in our Constitution of Malaysia. So for today's lecture, I'm just focused on one of the indigenous people in Malaysia, which is we call as Orang Asli. So Orang Asli is the community, is a minority community in Malaysia. So next slide. Okay, based on legislation was set to protect the Orang Asli with the establishment of the Aboriginal People Ordinance in 1954. This ordinance was later amended in the 1967 and 1974 according to the changing condition in managing the orang asli. The existence of the Aboriginal Act 1954 under the Aboriginal People Ordinance number 3 1954, amended 1974, described the terminology of the determination of eligibility. The definition of the Aboriginal people was defined. One is any person whose male parent is or was a member of an Aboriginal ethnic groups who speak an Aboriginal language and habitually follow on the Aboriginal way of life and Aboriginal custom and belief, and includes a descendant through males of such person. So this we call as a orang asli. And the second part is when an infant by Aborigine who has been brought up as an Aborigine habitually speak an Aboriginal language, habitually follow an Aboriginal way of life and Aboriginal custom and belief, and is a member of Aboriginal community, or the child of any union between an Aboriginal female and male of another race, provide that the child habitually speak an Aboriginal language, habitually follow an Aboriginal way of life and Aboriginal custom and belief, and remain a member and Aboriginal community. So this the definition of orang asli in Malaysia. So next slide. The orang asli can be considered as indigenous minority group in Malaysia. The orang asli population in Malaysia until now almost 200,000 or 0.6% of Malaysia total population. Okay, orang asli is a Malay term meaning original people or first people. Anthropology and administrators applied the terminology to the 18 ethnic groups, ethnic subgroups under the Negrito, Senoi, and the Proto-Malay. The Malaysian government was unhappy with the term Aborigine, which relating the minorities group to the state of backwardness, underdeveloped, then primitive. So that's why the term orang asli did not have this connotation. Orang is a Malay word we call as people, and asli is Arabic word meaning that original. The Department of Orang Asli Development we call as a JAQUA, and the Malaysian Anthropology have decided to use the term orang asli. So this decision was well received and has been accepted by the various parties and is now firmly established. That's why indigenous people we call as orang asli. Next slide. So this is the Department of the Orang Asli Development. So or we call as a Jabatan Kemajuan Orang Asli. The Malaysian government agency, so JAQUA is a government agency oversee of the orang asli. So this body is under the Malaysian Ministry of Rural Development and was first set up in 1954 until now. During the emergency of 1948 to 1960, the orang asli become a vital component of national security. So that's why we set up this department so that they can protect of the orang asli. Next slide. JAQUA does not work alone. Okay, the Department of Orang Asli does not work alone. It collaborates with other government agency to implement community development program for the Orang Asli community. So these all the agency that collaborates with JAQUA in terms of human and social development. JAQUA collaborate with the KEMAS and MARA. KEMAS stand for the Community Development Department. And KEMAS is an agency focusing on the training, education, upskilling, early childhood education. And MARA provides various various entrepreneurship training program, business advisory services, marketing, entrepreneur program, commercial infrastructure and business financing, and also education for the orang asli. And then the FECRA, I think one of these, the agency, FECRA stand for the Federal Land Consolidation and Rehabilitation Authority. FECRA is responsible for developing rural areas by opening opportunity for the rural community to participate in economic activities to generate income. And also the RISDA stand for the Rubber Industry Smallholder. So Development Authority, RISDA is responsible to implement development policy and program to ensure the growth and viability of the smaller holder sector rubber industry, especially in among the orang asli. Next slide. So these are some of the facts and figure in terms of the human capital among the orang asli since achieving independence 1957. Actually, Malaysian government has introduced various comprehensive development program to improve and to develop the quality of life of orang asli. Yet the dropout rate among the orang asli children remains a great cause for concern. The Ministry of Education has been committed to improving the delivery system of the education orang asli. Effective January 1st, 1995, actually, all administration and management of orang asli education was taken over by the Ministry of Education from the Department of Orang Asli. Although the number of orang asli children enrolled in primary and secondary school has increased significantly, the student academic achievement is still poor, but not as bad as 10 years ago. This had been attributed to factors such as culture, school location, poverty issue, pedagogy issue, and then the numbers of excellent students increased 2.8% compared to 2007. It's just 1-2%. So I think this is a big achievement actually based on human capital. So next slide. In terms of the economic status, the table shows that the numbers of KIR, head of the household, KIR means the head of household, the orang asli, in hardcore poor and poor is decreasing nowadays. However, this amount was still more, and this showed that there are still many more among them are in poverty. However, the numbers of entrepreneurs among the orang asli community increased almost 10,000. 1,000 in 2008 from the 500s in 2016. The data showed that the indigenous people have made significant economic progress because they are involved in terms of the tourism, agriculture sectors, textile production, socio-economics of the orang asli now has changed over the last 20 years, where their economics more modern now and not primitive as before. And then the next one is next slide. So this social development among the orang asli. Actually, the development implemented by the government has impacted the entire community in Malaysia. The orang asli is not a exception to trace it, which eventually the result in their socio-economic transformation. The socio-economic aspect include the social development program, and then structured placement program consists several programs. For example, we have a regrouping plan. Okay, we call as a RPS, and then village restructuring, and then natural disaster, new village plan, and land development. So these are some of the program in social development. In structure resettlement program, for example, is to have a new restructure settlement for the orang asli, which is more organized, complete with basic infrastructure and modern economy resources. And under the regrouping plan project, Jakwa give more houses to the orang asli. Next slide. Since achieving independence in 1957, the Malaysian government has introduced various comprehensive development programs to improve and develop the quality of life of orang asli. So these are the example of strategic plan for the development of orang asli. So this strategic plan aims to implement inclusive development to advance the socio-economic standard and the quality of life of the orang asli community by preserving their culture and their heritage. So next slide. So these are 7 focus on the basic strategy in the strategic plan for the development of orang asli. So they are focused on the land administration, infrastructure facility, human capital and youth skill development, mix, arts, culture, heritage, and social safety network. Service station, they have a indigenous settlement area, they have a working committee, indigenous land rights, establishing the indigenous involvement guidelines, monitoring the status indigenous land, and then under the social safety network, they have a general welfare program, they have a health welfare program, and so on. So many programs actually under this program. So maybe we can move to, because we don't have time, and then maybe we can go to the last slide, I think. Next slide. Maybe we can play this video. Actually, this is Orang Asli festival known as a Sea Gypsies. We call as a Key Gypsies. So can we play the video?
Yes, please. Go ahead. The committee, please assist us in playing this video.
So this is one of the ritual actually for the Orang Asli ritual. They are celebrate the what we call the moyang. We call it as a moyang. Moyang means a spiritual, right? These are Mahmari, tribes of Mahmari. They are located not far from actually our university. UPM is not far from here. Okay, the Orang Asli, the Mahmari have their these are video actually, the ritual. So the Mahmari people, they are very, they are associated with the craft, the face, what we call craft, So this is some of the ritual. Dance we call as a sewa. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you so much. I pass to the moderator.
Thank you very much, Professor Rosnan. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's located in Carey Island, right?
Yes, Carey Island. Yeah.
Yes, I've been there a couple
You've
of
been
times.
there before?
Yeah, I think maybe around 2008 until 2013, I regularly visit Sam Darby Estate Plantation.
Oh, Sam Darby. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not far from the Sam Darby.
Yeah. So then I have to visit the nearby community, and I think the orang asli there was Mahmeri people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been to their housing area and so on. Okay, but then this very interesting presentation from Professor Rosman. And now we have time to engage in a meaningful discussion and address any question or comment that the floor might have. We value your active participation in this session and invite you to share your thoughts and inquiries in either in chatting column, or you can just directly raise your hand. And so please feel free to start typing or just raise your hand. Okay, I invite all of you. You can direct your question either to Professor Dorian or to Professor Rosnan. I think we have plenty of participants here, and otherwise I will pick up one of you.
Maybe they are afraid to ask.
So then, okay. I remember when I was there to Mahmeri people, they're quite pretty close to Sam Darby Estate, I think, and also pretty close to Sam Darby Mill as well, the S and West Mill. Do you think that the presence of commercial activities like plantation or whatever have direct impact to the indigenous community, and how that impact can be managed?
Okay, I think in terms of the impact of the surrounding on their village to the community itself, they give a big impact actually, especially for the young, for the youths. First, I think when the industrial we develop the industrial sectors surrounding their village, actually they open the opportunity to the youths to get a job. Actually, is part of the socio-economic impact. And that's the first part in terms of the socio-economic, but also the impact of their culture actually. So that's why when we see the culture development among the Mahmeri is already, not like looks like 10 years ago. They are not engaged with with their culture, but now they are more modernized compared to 10 years ago. So this also the negative impact of the industrial surrounding them. And then another part, I think we have a good and we have the bad side, right? In terms of the culture, there's a bad side. But in terms of the economics, actually, they give opportunity. It's a good opportunity to them so that they can integrate to the mainstream economics rather than they just focus on the traditional economics. So these the things I think the impact of the surrounding industrial with their village. Okay.
Thank you very much, Professor Rosnan. Maybe I would extend to Professor Dorian. Taking that kind of experience in Malaysia, can we get some experience that we might apply to our case in Indonesia. We have Baduy. I visited last week, I think, accompanied my colleague from the Netherlands. Maybe some experience that Professor Roston presented that can be applied and how maybe we can enhance in the way how to communicate and deliver our program, for example.
I will take the one of the most important one of this original people, understanding their culture and talking or communicate with their perspective can be more effective and engaging and also encouraging them to develop and also to be sustained. As Professor Mo Roslan see that modernization can be positive and also negative, but when we see in the positive way, modernization can also about digital, right? And talking about digital, there are a lot of resources that they can use to develop their community in order to get better life and also to be sustained. Because if they cannot, the adaptation to the modern society is needed by the local and also orang asli. Or in Indonesia, we actually has also like orang asli as the one that Prof. Roslan already explained. And for example, Baduy Dalam, internal Baduy is also orang asli who are not that exposed to the modern society. However, they have a Baduy luar who communicate with modern society in order to bring something that can make the Baduy Dalam sustain as well. So in this case, I could say that collaborative social responsibility and also understanding across culture can develop a strategic communication that are more effective to keep their tradition stay and sustain, but also to bring the modernization to give them a better life. That's what my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dorian. The floor, please. Any questions?
I think I want to add some points what Prof. Doreen mentioned just now. For example, in Orang Asli Mahmeri, even though they are very traditional, they still have a ritual belief system, traditional belief system, but they are integrate with the modern society. For example, they use a technology to promote their products. They promote their culture through the website. Through the sometimes they sell their product through the Shopee, TikTok. I think it's quite interesting actually. Even though they are stay in a remote area, but they can accept all the urbanization process. So I think this is quite interesting actually for the Mahmeri people. So that's why you can buy any product of Mahmeri. If you Google about the Mahmeri people, actually they have their own website about their culture. So that's quite interesting actually. How the Orang Asli, even though they are minorities, they are stay in a remote area, but they are integrate with the mainstream society. So that's quite interesting of the Mahmeri actually.
Okay, so then there's a kind of adaptation between Mahmeri and the newly introduced maybe technology in that case. And aside from that positive interaction with the technology, with the communication devices or whatever, do you see any negative from from the introduction of the type of technology? Do you see any negative impact of the technology that being introduced to the Mahmeri people?
So the negative impact, you mean? I think it depends on the individual. If you use the technology for the negative, so the outcome is negative. If you use for the good things, of course, they will bring the benefit for the society. So I think it's not Mahmeri, but for us also. If we if you use the technology in a good way, I think the outcome is a good way, because we need a technology nowadays. For example, you see, I think this is the beauty of the COVID-19, the impact of the COVID-19. Now we can do a webinar online. So previously, all the conference of the face-to-face conference, but now we still can, do the conference through the online. So we can share everything, right? So I think it depends on the individual. How they use. Is it they use for the bad things, so you can be bad things. So if you use for the good things, so it will be for it can benefit to us. But all the modernization, all the technology, actually, we develop the technology because of we give the benefit actually for the society. Not we develop the technology for the bad bad things. So we develop for the good things actually for the technology. Just we what we call salah guna.
May I add, Dr. Iman?
Okay, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and I'm agree with Dr. Ruslan. It's really depend on the individual. However, there are also the influence of leader, because they are traditional community, right? They really believe in a leader who usually not formal leader, but informal leader, such as the head of this suku and the head of this religion, for example. They follow their opinion. Therefore, if the leader have an access to the digital or e-resources, they has to be the one who access and use the good information in order to influence a good behavior on their community. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Jordan. We have one question for you from Ibu Sarbititi. Could you kindly provide an example of starting a valuable lesson learned in the context of collaborative social responsibility in Indonesia, and how it differ compared to the traditional corporate social responsibility? Please go ahead, Professor Jordan.
An example of the collaborative social responsibility, Dr. Sarvititi, thank you for your questions. A lot of example, which is a really good example. For example, from Danone Aqua. Sorry, I have to mention the name because we need to mention it, not as a promotion, but as a good example. They have the spring water from the border of 2 villages, right? And when they do formative research, what kind of CSR that they can do for each village, they found it different. The one village need education more, so they build schools. The other village need more sanitation, so they build sanitations. But then the 2 villages is RQ, and they jealous to each other. Therefore, the collaborative way is to educate them, and together with the government there, they educate people why the Aqua Danone provide different thing for their village. And the media also come up with the idea on how to educate people there. They found this collaborative social responsibility result to the better understanding of each other village, and also they can accept what the company done for them, and also because of the support of the government, the collaboration sustain. So this kind of example can be, can be example that can be a role model for other company. And there are also collaborative social responsibility from Astra or Unilever that actually really good example that we can adopt and other company can adopt. So even us for individually or in a group can also take part and participate on those collaborations when we are doing community development as a part of our responsibility as an educators.
Thank you
Okay,
very much,
thank you.
Professor Dorian.
Thank you.
We have one question from Ibu Dr. Anna Varianti. Bu Anna, please, the floor is yours.
Ibu Anna still mute, Bu.
Yeah, same.
Oh
okay.
yeah, sorry. To Bang Roslan, my question is simple. How far do the young generation of orang asli still follow traditional belief system, ritual, and norm? Okay, thank you.
Okay. In terms of the youths, they are still participate in terms of the ritual and then the belief system because it's part of their religion actually. That's why most of the orang asli in Malaysia, we call the belief system is we call as animism. There's still animism. So that's why the youths and then the young community, the groups, the young groups, they are still participate and then they learn of the in terms of their cultures and the dance, for example, because it's a part of their religion. So that's why if you ask me in terms of is it the young generation still practice the culture and the belief system? Yes, I will say yes, because it's part of their religion.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Roslan and Ibu Professor Dorian. It's very interesting discussion between us, but then there is a run out of time. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your active participation and joining us in this insightful session featuring Professor Dorian Kartikawangi and Professor Mot Roslan. We hope that you found the presentation and subsequent discussion highly engaging and informative. As we approach the conclusion of our session, I would like to express our gratitude to our two distinguished speakers for sharing their expertise with us. Their contribution have enriched our understanding of communication, community development, and indigenous issues. So if you have any further question or comment after this session, please feel free to reach out to the speaker directly, or you can use this conference platform to continue. With that, I would like to formally close this plenary session. We look forward to your engagement in the next conference and anticipate more enlightening discussion. Thank you once again for your participation and have wonderful evening. Then I will, with that, I would like to say good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and I will return the floor to the committee.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, Dr. Iman and everyone.
Okay, thank you so much to Dr. Imam Nawerja, SPMSI as moderator, and also Professor Dorian Kartikawangi and Professor Moh Roslan Rosnan for amazing speech, and the discussion was very interactive. That's amazing. Next, we will have a certificate handover to the moderator and keynote speakers. To Dr. Alfian Helmi as Chairman of RUSET 2023, time is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Professor Dorian, Professor Ruslan, for your inspiring and insightful talk. Yeah, and please accept our warmest just a certificate from us. Yeah. Can you show? Yeah, this one for Professor Doreen Kartikawangi as a keynote speaker, and then also for Professor Ruslan. Thank you, Professor, and we hope we can collaborate in the future to build like sustainable rural community. And then also for the very important person, yeah, Pak Dr. Iman Kanawireja. Thank you for moderating these sessions. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, before we move to the next agenda, probably we should take photo together. So please prepare your best expression, and the committee time is yours, but I will guide the photo session. And maybe for the participant, can open your camera. Okay, the committee is ready. Okay, maybe let me guide for the photo station. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, after we do the plenary session and then the presentation session, now the most eagerly awaited agenda, that is awarding session. Yeah, the awarding session is given to the best presenter from each topic. Anyone can guess who will be the best presenter? I think all of the participants are so excited
Yeah,
to
me too.
hear the announcement. Let's jump to announce it.
Okay.
The best presenter in the 4th International Conference, RUSET 2023. Congratulations to Maulana Akbar from National Research and Innovation Agency with the topic Development and Communication Extension.
Okay. And congratulations to Reza Halmuan from IPB University with topic Agraria and Ecology.
And congratulations to Jason Ramirez from Occidental Mindoro State College with the topic Community Development.
Okay, and the last one, congratulations to Zikra Aulia Azahra from IPB University with topic Student Forum.
Let's we give applause to all of the winners, to the best presenter in the 4th International Conference RUSET 2023.
Okay, congratulations for the best presenter, and also we would like to say good job to all presenters for taking part in RUSET event today and presenting your extraordinary presentation, and we deeply appreciate your hard work and your contribution.
And then we move to the next agenda. That is closing remarks from the head of Department of Communication and Community Development to Dr. Anna Fatia. The time is yours.
Thank you for MCs. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bapak Ibu sekalian, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all of you for being a part of the 4th RUSET International Conference. It is with a great pleasure that we gather here today to mark the successful conclusion of this event. I would also like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the participants, speakers, organizers, and all of those who have contributed to the success of this conference. Throughout this conference, we have witnessed and engaged in various presentations and discussions that have enriched our knowledge and understanding. This event has provided us with new insight, inspiration, and profound thoughts on relevant and significant topics in our field. Through this conference, we have witnessed the spirit of collaboration and knowledge sharing, which has greatly enhanced our understanding. The speakers have provided informative and inspiring presentations, offering deep insight into the topic discussed. I'm confident that the information and knowledge we have gained will be beneficial for our future development and progress. Furthermore, this event has served as an extraordinary platform for expanding networks and building mutually beneficial relationships among participants, speakers, and other stakeholders. In an increasingly complex and interconnected world, establishing strong and sustainable connection is crucial for achieving success and progress together. I would like to express my appreciation for the hard work and dedication of the organizing committee who have worked tirelessly and professionally to ensure the smooth running of this event. Without their efforts, this conference would not have been as successful as it is today. I would also like to thank all of those who have supported this event with their contribution and assistance. Once again, I would like to thank everyone who has attended and contributed to this event. May what we have learned and discussed in this conference serve as valuable asset for all of us to reach a better future. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you Dr. Anna for the closing remarks.
Okay, unconsciously now we are at the end of the agenda. And we want to inform to all of the participants to scan the QR code that's shown on the laptop screen to fill the attendance links. And I also would like to say thank you very much to all of speakers, moderators, and also the participants of RUSET 2023. And don't forget, I want to appreciate and say thank you to all of the committee who have prepared this activity very well. And finally, I am Hamza Alfaris.
And I'm Regita Julia. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a great day. Stay safe and see you at RUSET 2024. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih.
Oke, semuanya.
Assalamualaikum Mas Ya.
Terima kasih. Selamat sore.
Kampus terbaik inspirasi, tebarkan harapan. Kampus terbaik, inovasi, wujudkan impian. Kampus terbaik, integritas, kuatkan tujuan. Kampus terbaik, beri terbaik untuk negeri, untuk dunia, umat manusia dan alam semesta. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah, oh majulah. Kampus terbaik, inspirasi, tebarkan harapan. Kampus terbaik, inovasi, wujudkan impian. Kampus terbaik, integritas, kuatkan tujuan. Kampus terbaik, beri terbaik untuk negeri, untuk dunia, umat manusia dan alam semesta.